University of Utah fans, we have fresh new gear for you to elevate your game day and everyday style. Check out brothersforlife.com. That's brothers, F-O-R-E, life.com, where you will find the freshest, officially licensed U of U merchandise. The Blackhawk collection is a dope accessory for fans, alumni, and athletes who rep the U with pride. The design blends iconic U of U branding with a distinctive Brothers for Life aesthetic, making them a standout addition to any Utah fan's collection. BFL Promotions can also assist you in creating custom-made products for your brand or an upcoming event. BFL Promotions is your one-stop shop for a vast array of promotional products and business gifts. Their extensive offering of products will ensure that you find the apparel, bags, drinkware, awards, and much, much more to help you promote your brand. Check them out today at brothersforelife.com and see why so many people use BFL Promotions to show up and to stand out.
You're listening to the Royal Riot.
Karstikar's calling for now the cast from distance. Saved by Lorena. Zingo left foots it back. Driven in by the cast. Off Lorena. And Utah is on the board. Milazzo celebrating.
It's Utah getting their first goal against this Kansas City franchise, and it's from a set piece, drawing Kansas City out of their initial block. Ball gets served in, it's clipped in. Tatum Milazzo has position over Kayla Sharples, but in it comes off her line, doesn't impact the ball, and it's a glancing little header driving back across the grain. Tatum Milazzo puts her head down and puts this one over the line for the Utah Royals, gives them the lead, and they've been the better team in this first half.
Welcome back to Royal Riot, the podcast where we talk about all things Utah Royals. And we have full crew plus a special guest. So Stockton, Sean, Brooke, first just pop in, say hi, tell the fans what they want to hear, which is your three voices.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hi.
There we go.
What's up?
And Peggy just got to witness our cold open is what we call it, and we don't write down anything, and that's the way Royal Riot flies by the seat of our pants. But excited to have Peggy with the Throne. Peggy, do you have a role within the Throne, or should I just call you the Throne?
I'm part of the leadership group. I'm the one who writes the newsletter. That's my role.
And that's a big role. I do that for work, and I know that can be cumbersome. So awesome. We're so excited to have you on. We have teased and said we should do this for probably over a year now. So we're very excited to have you on. I know Brooke and you have seen each other at a few events, perhaps. You guys got to connect at the town hall this week. And we're going to pepper you with questions, but we want to hear about the Throne and all the amazing things you guys are doing and like what you hope to gain from potentially some listeners who don't know about you this year.
Yeah, and we really thank you guys for the opportunity. I know we've been trying to work it out for a little bit, but we are the official supporters group, I guess you could say, for the Utah Royals. We started last year. Last year was really our trying to figure everything out and get it going year. It's something new for me. I've been a very long time. I'm one of those older people who, when I was a kid and the 99ers played, they really made my love of soccer happen. And I've been a huge fan since then, but I'd never been part of a supporters group. So I jumped into it and it was really, really fun. We've been really growing. We're up to, I think when I checked this morning, we were at 58 members, which we're really proud of, especially because we didn't get it kicked off until the end of last season. So we're growing. We've got tailgates at the 90th lot before every game. We've got watch parties. We just had a really great one. We're up at Paxton Pub downtown, and it was a really great turnout, really great watch party for the Kansas City game. But yeah, it's been a really great time building a really great community, and that's our big hope for the Throne, is to just build this really diverse, inclusive community that all Royal supporters can be a part of.
Awesome. I think that's a pretty good elevator speech, but I have never been part of a supporter group either, but I subscribe to the Throne's newsletter, which, as we learned, Peggy, that is her role. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click on all the links when she sends it to you. But can you kind of give us a rundown of how people can learn about the Throne? You guys have socials. Where should people follow you to learn about all those things that you just mentioned?
We do. We have an Instagram account. It's URFC Throne. That's the easiest place to go because it has the link to sign up for the newsletter. It has our link to our webpage, which I learned how to do too. I'm an English teacher by trade, so the newsletter part was easy, but the creating a web page part was totally new for me. We have a t-shirt that we're selling. You can also get the link to join our membership. We have a bunch of different levels, everything from a free level for anybody who just wants to be a part of it, up to our highest level is a $35 level that comes with a bunch of fun perks. Everything's on the Insta page, really.
All right. What's the fun perk? Tell us one.
You get to vote on all our merch designs. You get to be a part of our really cool Discord chat that we have for the higher level members. We have scarves that we have that are specifically for the throne. Like, I guess a teaser is we're designing a new one that'll be like a summer weight scarf. We're working on that, but
is it going to be like fishnet? A fishnet scarf or something? Aerodynamic.
Considering how hot it's probably going to be this summer, that might be the best type of scarf.
Yeah, it's 80 degrees in March today. So yeah, I think we're in for a fun summer at the Riot. All right. Well, I also want to know some of your history and stuff with who you love on the Royals, what you love about game day and stuff like that. But the other three of you guys pop in with what you want to know.
Hey, I'll jump in. Peggy, thanks for coming. So I am curious. You have a great looking website, by the way. Excellent job. It's fun. It's got a lot of color. It pops. I am curious, though, under the news and happening, you guys are pretty clear that you are with the Royals and you're curious if the front office is going to be with us. And you have a bunch of comments on there from fans and their experiences. I am curious to know, how has the front office received the supporters group? How well have they communicated to some of these things that fans have brought up? What's been your experience with them? How have they treated you?
Yeah, to be completely honest, that was my rhetorical analysis essay, I guess we're going to call it, that I wrote in mid-season last year. And that was when Ali had left and there was the sale and all that other stuff. Honestly, since then, things have gotten better. We work with a couple people from the team who are absolutely amazing, or the front office who are absolutely amazing and like working with us. We kind of push to make sure things are getting done through them. And they're really, really helpful with that. And I guess without saying anything about the town hall meeting, but with kind of mentioning things, I don't know. They do seem very receptive. And I think maybe it was just there was a lot of confusion at the end of last season with the new ownership, that it's worked out a lot better.
Yeah, and Peggy, to that point, I kind of feel the same. So Stockton and we went to a media brunch. I lose track of time, Stockton. It could have been a year ago. It could have been a week ago. I have no idea when it was. Time is irrelevant in my brain. But we had John Kimball there, president of RSL, Utah Royals, on the business side. And he really was trying to stress that they're trying. He got a little bit of pushback even in that meeting with a question from the media. And I could physically see on his face a little bit of disappointment that he was still getting some pushback. I feel like they are trying to make some strides, put some good feet forward. I think with Kiki being the director of marketing now, I think we're already starting to see some change. I think there's a lot of good, and they're hiring a lot of people for individual roles so that there aren't as many people. There isn't one person to 5 jobs. So I hope you're seeing it, because I feel like I've seen it. I don't know if Stockton would say the same, but it feels like they are trying.
You said it perfectly. There was a bit of pushback from the media, a tiny bit during the meeting, but it does seem like they're trying to make things better and are receptive to criticism.
Yeah, and to all that, they're going to be hiccups still, right? I do feel like they really are trying to improve that fan experience. Peggy, anything else on that?
No, and I do think, especially after last night, I really do think that they are trying, and we just got to give them a bit of time. And they do seem like they care and are invested, which is nice, because I think when I wrote that at the midpoint of last season, when it was the sale to the new owners, everything did feel very up in the air and we didn't feel super supported. So things have improved in that regard.
And have you had any exposure to Michelle Smith with the Miller Group, the Miller organization?
She was there last night.
Did she speak or anything, or no?
Yeah, she did.
At the Swarm event, Michelle Smith was the initial speaker, and I felt like, and Stockton, again, I'm going to put you on the spot because you were with me. I felt like the level of emotion that she carried and what she was saying spoke just as much as what she was saying. I mean, she's in it for, it felt to me, all the right reasons. She wants to see these women succeed. She wants them to be a positive role model for the girls in our community. I just felt good vibes from her. I felt good vibes from John Kimball. I feel super aggressive, positive vibes from Jason Christ, that he's going to go out and get all the things that they need. I just feel like the right people are in place.
Yeah, her speech at that event was really good. She talked about how they should be, the players are going to be great role models, and how it's cool that we have a women's team in Utah. Like you said, she's in it for the right reasons, which gives me hope that the Millers are in it for the right reasons, which is a good thing because we love to see supportive ownership.
She spoke at the end last night, so it was after everybody had asked the questions in the big Q&A part, and without saying too much. Yeah, I because I was sitting in the second row and she was speaking right in front of us, and I noted the emotion too, and I even noted that she looked a little nervous, which if you're the head of something like that but you still care enough to be nervous, like that reads very strongly for me, because you're not nonchalant about it. You're not just blowing it off. Like, it's something you're invested enough to be nervous about. So yeah, I echo that. I feel like she definitely is in it for the right reason.
Yeah, that's a great observation. I mean, she's president of something with the Millers, right? Over sports and entertainment. She's up there. They're not sending in a lower level field soldier to do the dirty work. Yeah, she cares. I do want to switch it up though, Peggy, and ask you, what are you excited about this year with the Utah Royals?
I actually really like the signings we brought in. I think there's some really great potential there. I love how we're building the supporters group and trying different things, and we have the new watch location. I'm just excited. The thing I'm looking forward to the most is just building up the community more, because it's such an important little pocket of community for so many people who sometimes have a hard time finding a little pocket of community within Utah area. Like, I'm not from Utah. I moved here about a decade ago, but it's been a really great way to find a little niche community. So that's, I think, what I'm most excited about.
Where did you move from?
I was living outside DC for about 8 years prior to moving here. Southern Maryland, about 20 miles-ish from the Beltway.
Very cool. I grew up in Fairfax, Virginia, so right next door.
We go to Fairfax all the time. I do the Fairfax 4-miler every New Year's Eve.
Very nice. What brought you out to Utah?
I just wanted to change. I'm a big outdoors person, and I loved my teaching job there, but I wasn't making a lot of money, and surprisingly, I made more in Utah. So, and big outdoors.
That's wild.
So it worked out really well.
Were you a soccer fan back there? Were you a Spirit fan?
I was. I did follow the Spirit, but that's when they were playing out in Loudon, and it was such a pain to try to get out there. And I'm so proud of them for how far they've come from playing at that not great soccer field out in Loudon to now playing at Audi. I'm jealous of my friends who get to go there now. But I followed the league since it started.
If you moved out here a decade ago, have you been to a game at Rowdy Audi or?
I have not. I haven't been back since they started playing there.
Man, you need a trip back.
I do. I really do. But flights are crazy right now.
Well, I'm just glad you weren't there for their home opener, because that was a bit of a drag for them. But they didn't play horribly, but to not get a win on your home opener is kind of a drag. So
yeah. And a Olivia Moultrie goal there.
Yeah, Stockton, how are you feeling about that one?
Angry.
And not only did Utah lose, but Portland won. Poor Stockton.
Yeah. And Seattle. I think Seattle won, didn't they? Unfortunately.
Yes, they did. With a particular person who used to play for the Royals scored.
Yeah.
Question. We feel passionately about moving seats. Will you guys be in the same area? What's the deal with where the Throne will be during the games?
Oh, no, we are not in the South End. And I'm going to say we, even though I actually don't sit with the supporters group. I have different seats. We had them before we joined. They're in sections 28 and 29. So they're behind the north goal now, instead of down at the south side, because they closed the south side too.
Okay, that was just my question.
Yeah, 28, 29 are the supporters group sections this season.
Okay. Is it going to be standing room, or are they just
No,
leaving
I think it's still, yep, they're still leaving everything like it is.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll see this Sunday, so that'll be our first go at that. But I do know that you said that there is one thing you want to ask for from the fans, a little bit of help,
yes.
Regardless if they're in the Throne or not. You just need a little bit of help with some creatives, right?
Yes, we need some creative people. We are trying to improve from the fan perspective, the experience during games. So we are in need of people who are creative, who can make chants and help lead chants in different sections. If you know that you are good at creating chants, or you want to give it a try, go to URFC Throne on Instagram, send us a DM. We are just looking for all the help that we can. We're trying to improve the general environment within that.
Have you heard the one for Lucas from Arsenal?
Yes,
I believe Arsenal fans, when she left, they were like, you have full authority. I mean, and this is from what someone I read on Reddit's comment. So like, sorry, Arsenal fans, don't kill me. But I think they said you could use that because she has the same number. And that's a pretty fun one if you could get.
That is, I'll have to go pull that one off.
It's
off the internet
to ABBA. Yeah, I don't know. Once I heard it, it was stuck in my head for like 3 weeks. So I could join in from wherever I am with that one. And I know Brooke for sure has like a crazy rap hidden somewhere in that brain that she's going to release for the throne.
Yeah, I'm still working on it. Just polishing it up. You'll hear it soon.
That's what I thought.
I mean, we could always just rely back to the song they wrote, the UTAH song.
I mean, look, if that's one thing, they were open to getting rid of the whatever was added in the first season. They did not continue the second season. So yeah, I look forward to hopefully an improved game day experience for sure. All right, I'll ask you one more. Who's your favorite Royals player currently? And who do you think's going to be our team MVP this year?
I love Paige. I just love how much she has embraced Utah and how she just leads the team so great, so amazingly. I really love Robino. Her come on in the end of last season was amazing. But MVP is probably going to be Tanaka. I'd love to see Laura pop off, though. I feel like she could. I don't know.
I was very pleasantly surprised with her just playing a different role than we expected in the first game, too. So
Kate has also embraced Utah pretty dang well, which is really cool to see.
Well, Peggy, you've been awesome, and you're welcome on anytime. We always like an outsider perspective. People get sick of hearing us, I'm sure, and the consistent, annoying opinions that we have. So please come on. Look, the Royals community may not be huge, but everybody that I've met has been really, really awesome. So if we can just keep building on what we already have in place, I think that's going to be awesome. Thanks for loving the Royals. We're glad.
Of course. And thanks for having me on to talk about the Throne again. URFC Throne on Insta, if you're curious about it. And yeah, I've been a long time listener, so it was fun. And this is my first ever podcast. So I appreciate y'all having me on. And if you ever want me to come back, I guess, it hasn't been too bad.
We make it pretty casual, so I think it's a good dipping the toe in the pool type of thing. All right. Well, Peggy, you have a great week, and we'll see you at the game on Sunday.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thanks, Peggy.
And now, a word from our parody sponsor.
We're all familiar with GLP-1s and how effective they are for helping to manage type 2 diabetes and the promotion of weight loss. The discovery of GLP-1s moved the needle from understanding gene structure to safely and effectively regulating glucose, a truly remarkable scientific breakthrough. Now, from the same scientific team that brought you GLP-1s comes SOCR, Dose, the only drug guaranteed to turn soccer hate into football's great. Soccer Dose goes to work fast, mimicking the brain receptors that regulate the need for higher, more frequent scoring and obnoxious, in-your-face beer ads. Even your old Southern uncle will find the 45-minute plus halves and the trailers for other network shows used as commercials, refreshing and even supportive of his need to simultaneously doom scroll on social media. Soccer Dose was developed by cloning and combining the national identities of Europeans, Latin Americans, the rest of the planet, into a safe-to-administer mole or slightly tangy English mustard. Soccer Dose is long-lasting and therapeutically effective at treating old biases and dismantling colonial ideas. Talk to your psychiatrist today to see if Soccer Dose is right for you. Soccer Dose, because football is better spelled and better spent with you in it.
And now, back to the show.
Well, it was awesome to have Peggy on, and I think that there is a lot we can look forward to seeing how it goes on the first home game of this season, which we will come back to Brooke for at the end of this for the details, and Brooke will tell you where she's sitting this year, because you guys all want to know. I'm just kidding, Brooke. You don't have to tell them where you're sitting. But she will be on the other side of the stadium, as will everyone. And I think I'll leave my comments there for now. We meant to do a season preview, y'all. Life be life, and nothing else to say. We meant to do all the fun things that we've done the past few years. But we're here now, and that means that we even have a game under our belt. And that feels like a little bit unfair for some preseason predictions if you have one game under the belt. But we can talk about what we saw in that game and what we anticipate to see in the next game and moving forward. It was a fun game to watch, for sure, for the first 45. And then a tale of two halves remains in 2026. But I would say that we did better in the first half than the second, which it's usually the latter, right? Or am I mincing? What's the saying there? Am I mincing meats? Is that the mincing saying?
Mincing words.
Yeah, just mincing words. You can mince meat.
So he's baking his mince. I'm going to fry my mince. If I bake my mince, my mum would kick my ass.
Okay, everyone catch it live, or did anyone have to try to find a rewatch?
For me, live and rewatch.
I wanted to rewatch because I wanted to rewatch the first half again, but I ran out of time. So, Sean, run us through what we saw and where we were and everything. Tell us what happened from minute 1 to minute 90. Thanks.
I'll even tell you what I was wearing. It was a cotton shirt that breathed really well, and I had snacks with me. And no, it was out in Kansas City at their women's soccer specific stadium, the California Pizza Kitchen Stadium, which I would love to go to one day. I think we should make a Royal Riot trip to KC for a match out there. Yeah, so Coach Jimmy decided to field a 4-3-3, which I don't think we had done previously. But in this case, I think it was because of personnel that was available. He used 16 of his squad, and of those, I'll name them in just a moment, but what I thought was interesting is there were 5 new players on the pitch, either making their professional debut or their Utah Royals debut. And so what he did start with was Mia Justice in keep. And then I'll start from right to left on the back line. We had Cameron Simmons, we had Kaylee Reel, Kate Del Fava, and then Tatum Milazzo, who we'll showcase and give accolades and applause to in here just a minute. But in the midfield, we had Madison Hammond on the right, Lara Prasnikar playing centrally, and it was kind of a double 10 with Cece. And then we had, at least on paper, Cece position on the left. But up top, we had Brecken Mazingo on the right, and playing in the number 9 spot was our newest player, Kiana Palacios, and she had been on the team all of about 5 days, and she got the start and got to play up top. And then over on the left, I'm just going to go right now and say my player of the match was Chloe Lacasse, and I'll tell you why later, but that was our starting.
Few questions if you have it up. Do you have the full availability report? Because I think if you didn't watch and you read why was maybe Mia in goal, do we have any info also on Mandy is what I was wondering.
Mandy had surgery on a broken finger. And so unfortunately, we will not be seeing Mandy for a little while.
Right. Okay. And then we had Mina and Narumi. Well, Narumi was out for injury. Mina was at international duty, as well as Miyabi. Courtney Brown was out. Alex Laura remains out. And I think
Maria,
right, which I believe I saw her in a training photo this week without any crutches or anything. Paige was like a little bit confusing because they didn't talk about her availability at all on the game stream, but I believe she had a small knock, right?
Paige had something bizarro, if I understood it correctly, in that she had an illness, and then somebody smarter than me, maybe a Doogie Howser, can come on and help us, not to get into a player's PII, but somehow it spread to her ribs. I don't know what happened, if it was infection based. I don't know if maybe I misunderstood that it was 2 things. It was an illness and then like a knock to the ribs. But whatever it was, it ended up in the ribs. Yeah, no Captain Paige.
Hard to run and breathe without a full rib function. Okay. Cool. I just thought that was an important caveat because it was an awesome starting lineup, but probably not what we will see the rest of, or once we have the full available squad. Sean, do you want to save your Chloe Lacasse talk, or do you want to kind of do you have anything? Do you want to save it?
Sure. No, we can jump in now. We can talk about the things we like, whatever you want to do. But the reason I would give,
go ahead.
What do you feel? No, what do you feel?
No, I was just gonna. Well, Chloe was awesome, and the first half was the positive half. So I say let's talk about the positives first. So 100%. Chloe was awesome. Tatum was awesome. We're going to absolutely come to Stockton for a little Tatum love. And then I'm sure there's some other players that we're shouting out. So, Sean, I think let's start with the positives. What did you love to see, not only from Chloe, but just from the Royals in that first half?
I loved the high press. I loved the movement off of the ball. There were players that were open in spaces and the passing was decent. It's the first match of the regular season, and so there's going to be a few errant passes and people not knowing where someone likes to play it. But man, there were some incredible combinations. I thought Lara's passing through and over the back line of KC was phenomenal. I can't say enough good about her playing in that 10 spot and kind of pulling the strings. Cece, oh my gosh, she has twinkle toes. She is so stellar on the ball. I mean, she at one point dribbled through like 3-4 Kansas City defenders and made it look easy. The reason I'm going to come back to Chloe now, though, is her work rate was exceptional. She was so speedy up the wing and was able to get on some of those through balls. And the only thing that was missing from her game was just connecting on those passes into the middle. But then her ability to get back and be exceptional on defense. Cooper one time looked like she was going to have an opportunity to test Mia, but Chloe was already back and was helping Kate to shield her off from the goal. So for me, Chloe was just a workhorse on the pitch, was all over the place. Not to say that others weren't, but for me, with the assist and just with where I saw her all over the place, I just had to say she's my MVP.
I like that shout. Brooke, who stood out to you in your first sights of the Royals 2026?
I'm going to say Cameron Simmons. I thought she did a really good job being a rookie and then being thrown into defense, first pro game, debut, all that kind of stuff, being thrown into it at Kansas City of all places. I thought she did a really good job of just all the little things, just stepping in, running and getting
running and getting the ball. Yeah, that's okay. I skeeted this weekend. Skeet beep. I will keep that going. I was like, Orlando needs to practice shooting, and then I was like, stay here for your hot coaching takes. Yeah, so they had to run. She was running and getting the ball. I agree. I was very impressed with her.
I mean, obviously, she was running and getting the ball.
That's good, though. That's a good start. Yeah. She was doing the things she was supposed to be doing. So. Yeah, I was very impressed with her. And I think looking back, she had some bobbles, which who wouldn't?
Yeah.
But I actually think that we struggled when we made that change in the second half. I don't think that's the only reason, but I think it will be interesting to see if that remains. And also Cameron's really versatile from what I understand. So even if we don't see her on the back line when we have a healthy Nuria and Tatum and all of that, we've got options, which is nice. So, yeah. I also wanted to come to you and ask quickly about Kiana, who we didn't get to officially welcome in our last podcast because it was announced after, but I know that you got to go to the airport as well as Ewan. So just briefly tell us about your first interactions with Kiana and what you saw from her as well.
First reaction is that she's just really, really nice. I didn't expect her to be mean, but just how nice she was. And when she came around the door and saw us all there, she was just legit surprised. I don't know if I think she knew there was going to be people there, but maybe didn't realize it. Also, maybe we didn't expect more than just the team people to go get her, but really nice, funny. I think I've already gathered she has a huge following from her time in Mexico. So hopefully they all become Royals fans.
Yes, it's always fun to see any Latin player come to the league because they bring so many fans. So Yeah, just wanted to bring that to you. And Stockton, we're going to round it about to you because that actually combines Don's favorite player of the game and you're just one of your favorite players ever in Tatum Milazzo, who made her debut for the Utah Royals. And what else did she do for us?
She scored her first goal for us and our first goal against Kansas City.
Ooh, that's a fun fact. That was her first goal. Yeah, you're right. Let's just give our props to her. What did you see from her the whole game? She looked fit and active. And
yeah, she was incredible that game. Honestly, I think she was my most valuable player, but Chloe was a close second. But Tatum stood tall on defense. She stopped pretty much everything that came her way. She passed the ball well, and then she got her head on a very good cross from Chloe to score the only goal in the first half, which was a great goal. I'm so happy for her, especially coming back from the injury she had. Yeah, it's just really cool to see her score and play significant minutes. I know she was excited and happy about that.
Yeah, we loved the goal, Sally, for sure. Especially in Kansas, it's fun to do a little bit in their face for sure. Yeah, I also want to say on that goal, like it was a beautiful ball from Chloe and like a great just set play. But that was not an easy header. That is, you close your eyes and hope that you don't break your neck going, full speed at Lorena, who's doing everything she can to get to the ball. So Tatum not only is a technical player and really aggressive, but she's kind of fearless. And I think we've seen that with her goal line clearances with Chicago. Like she was always being nominated for that. So I think she makes big plays. She's a big time player. So yeah.
And shout out to her tattoos. Does anybody have the 411 on what's going on her arm? Because she has what looks like two cats dancing under what could either be a disco ball or Sputnik. Have you ever seen it?
I've seen the one. I know she loves cats, so maybe there are multiple cat tattoos.
It's pretty cool.
So you might need to ask her that. I'm sure she would love and or is embarrassed about some of her tattoos if she's anything like me. So
let's do our new segment called Maggie's Tattoos.
There's only 2, so don't worry about it. Yeah, I mean, my thoughts first half were, I thought it was awesome in all the ways that we said. I think that Kansas is going to be a very good team this year, no doubt. But like this was not top tier Kansas by any means in the sense that they're missing their captain in Lola Bonta. They don't have Temwa, who they relied on significantly last year. And they had a few other kind of like rotated positions that you just didn't see a whole lot last year. And they have a new coach, which many thoughts on how he arrived in that position. But alas, he is here. So to me, it just looked like Kansas was not on the same page in the first half. Like they did not really look like themselves, and we looked great. So I think it was a little bit of a mix of both. Like I think truly the Royals were absolutely the better team in the first half. Statistically, to the eye test, all of the above, and then ended with that goal. So 100%, I think Kansas looked rough the first half and we looked great. And then Kansas did seem to figure out some in the second half. And I think we didn't play the worst we've ever played in the second half. Believe me, we've all seen a pretty bad half or so from the Royals. But a two or three attacking sequences that, we need to not give up 2 goals every game, right? Maybe if we gave up one of those 2, of course, there's some pain in how those goals came about and whatnot. And we can talk about them if you guys want. But I'd say my consensus of the game was the team switched. First half was Royals half, second half was Kansas half. And they capitalized on their chances and we didn't in the first half. Like I'm really glad that we got the one, but we're still shooting from outside the box. We're still maybe not going for the best option, but I think that it was a better first game than we saw last year even, which is saying something.
Like you said, it was one of the better first games we've seen. If the team performs anything like they did in the first half consistently, I think we can go places.
Where are we going?
Hopefully the playoffs.
Man, yeah. I'm not mad we didn't have a predictions episode, so I didn't have to decide if my Royals were making the playoffs or not. But yeah, after that first game, 100%. And also, as I mentioned, with the availability, like that's not even technically quote unquote your best 11. Everybody has a different opinion on players. So you're never, going to all agree on that. But the depth is going to be, again, injury wise, it wasn't a great injury report. It could have been better. It definitely was long, but it wasn't as long as last year. Hopefully, like the Freaky Page incident and whatnot is not a long-standing thing, because I think having a little bit of more leadership in the attack to keep that press high in the second half would have helped, because we did just kind of fall into that. We're up 1-0. We can just absorb all of this attack. You cannot absorb 45 minutes of Kansas City attack. Like, there may be some teams that you can do that with. Kansas City is not one that you can really do that with. But overall, I think that it was a pleasant surprise from what I've read from the headlines and stuff too. Like people were happy with what they saw from the Royals, except those two plays, which hopefully they watch a lot of defensive film, and learn what to do in those situations, because I think it was just a little bit of miscommunication on stepping to the ball when you really needed to. So I don't know. Any thoughts, Brooke?
Kind of like what you said, is we just started to play not to lose, and their 2 goals were, we just left them open, like nobody was there. And
the second goal, everyone was there. Yeah. Nobody stepped.
Nobody stepped. But also, did you hear the commentators give whoever passed it to Allie the assist of the game or something? And I was like, Allie did all the work.
That
her
shouldn't
assist
even
was to
count.
Troy.
Yeah, that flick from Kayla Sharples was sick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that play was way better build up. The other one was Allie being Allie.
Yeah. She did all the work to get into position
and
to shoot.
Our defenders shielded not only each other, but they shielded Mia from being able to see the ball. So I think that's a tangible, like, you can look at that and be like, here's what you should do in this situation in the future. But I mean, maybe just dropped off a little bit too early. And need to keep kind of that. We need to be like those teams. That's how you win in this league too, is like you are hard to beat for 90 minutes. It's not just 45 minutes. It's a 90-minute game.
Yeah, I never understand why coaches go into that kind of, like, just play defense the whole time. Every sport does that. And I'm like, why would you not continue to do what was working? You're playing to win. Why are you, going into
a lot of it is like fitness, and they're like, we can save some, I don't know. Yeah. I'm not a coach, as you guys know. I'm not a sports scientist.
Me either.
But
I will say that in the post-game press conference, Jimmy did say that he thinks the same thing we do, that we played not to lose. And he thinks that we should have continued to attack and played offensively. So I don't think it was a tactics thing. I think it was just maybe first game jitters. And
I don't think you can't take much from an opening weekend for anyone. So I think that just stating all the things we just said and like what we did witness and the good and the bad, I'm excited for the next game for sure. I'm intrigued in how it's going to go. Sean, do you have any other game thoughts? Because I know I came to you for first half. So maybe on the what you think we can improve on side, or do you want to remain positive Patsy today? Because that's fine too.
No, I think it's still positive Patsy to even talk about what I think will improve, because I think of all the people that we mentioned that were not available, Narumi is going to be one that the fans are going to like find the wow factor with in the midfield. Everything that was good about Claudia, I think, exists with Narumi, and then more because she is younger. She's got a little bit more speed. I just think when we get these players back, Jimmy's going to have that awesome problem of trying to figure out who to field, who to start. And then we haven't even talked about Diana, another midfielder that, from everything we've heard, should be somebody who's going to impress us in the mid as well. So I think all of the improvements will come. I don't see this being the horrible slow slog start that we've seen previously. I know that's the focus anyway, so it's like beating a dead horse.
They're like, even if we lose the last 8 games, as long as we don't lose 8 in a row to start. Like, I know they don't want to lose the last 8, but I have to imagine that is a heavy mentality for this year, is starting better.
And I don't think Jimmy liked my question at the media brunch so much because he doesn't want to lean into what's happened in the past. But if you do look at the schedule, assuming we do go the same way that we have first 2 seasons, it's lopsided to the second half of the season. So the break this year is in June, and we have 12 matches before the break, and then we have 18 after. So
So if we do end up being the second half team, it's longer is what you're saying.
Yeah. So with 90 points on the season, you do the math, 18 matches after the break. If we are the hottest team in the league yet again, I just don't see how it's not a win. It's a good omen, but I just hope that when they get the players healthy and back, we get some of the leadership back like Paige and Mandy and everything else. I just hope it clicks.
All right. Well, let's look ahead then. Brooke, give us the tea on the first home game, who we're playing, what time we're playing. It's a Sunday evening. I don't know what you would consider 5 p.m. when it's bright out so late. But yeah, tell us about Sunday's home game.
Yeah, we are we're hosting San Diego. And it's at 5 p.m. If you're going to be lame and not be there, you can watch it on Victory Plus, which is another free streaming option. All you need is an account.
Get me started on this damn league.
It's free. All you need to do is sign up for an account. It works. The app works on my TV, so that's a good start.
That is a good start.
And check out like the Royal social media pages because they're posting about the free tickets. They're calling it they're saying that the first match is on them. So take them up on that.
Yeah, we better tip that dang stadium over. They better be like, oh, there's so many dang people over here. That's awesome. Well, I think that let's briefly talk about San Diego. They lost their home opener to Houston in a surprising 1-0, which Houston today with some news. I don't know if you guys saw that Yasmin Ryan and Delaney Sheehan are going to Denver, which don't get me started on Denver. They're doing everything right and it's pissing me off. But Houston surprisingly won 1-0 in a very, I think it was like 60% possession to like 20. And, San Diego.
Their former players scored on them, so.
Yep. Who I believe that was a bit of a screw you, because I think that they didn't want her to stay, which is crazy because she scored more goals for them than like a lot of their starters even did, which formerly Mackenzie Doniak, throwback to URFC 1.0. She has been a long time goal scorer in this league. But yeah, that was kind of crazy. San Diego also has a huge rumor this week that Katarina Macario is coming over for $8 million, which will be the highest transfer in women's history. I also was wrong when we talked about HIP on the last episode. I said Kat didn't qualify. I was wrong because this is 100% going to be a HIP contract. There was also some reporting that came out about how the HIP rule came, and there were enough votes. This is what Yael Averbuch said. She said there were enough votes to pass the HIP rule, but there were not enough votes to raise the salary cap. So there is absolutely, between ownership, there's definitely like different levels of probably agreement and stuff. So I think that now we understand, because if your owners aren't going to pass the salary cap, like I don't know what else you can do. Regardless, that's how Kat's coming. Very pricey. We don't really need to think about her until the next time that we face San Diego in their house. But that being said, they have very talented players in Dudinya. Luzmila is new on their team this year. I don't know if you guys watched the game this weekend and what the guy was calling Luzmila. He was calling her Luzmila. Like, he literally was adding like letters. I was like, I don't even know where you got that. Like, I was like, you're saying luge correct, because we all got corrected with that, because it's not lude, it's luge. Milia. He was like adding, it was amazing. So Luzmila, Dudinya, and who else is up there? Regardless, a really kind of scary offense, but San Diego is like a little bit hit or miss in my opinion, and it kind of depends on what team we're going to see on Sunday. Also, I feel like we've had kind of weird games against San Diego, and we've played them a lot.
Yeah, because we did that like home and home thing in the break.
And I think we played them in Summer Cup when that existed. So San Diego feels like a familiar foe, and I don't think that you ever really know how the game is going to go.
No, they've been even last season, they were hit or miss. Like, some games they were amazing. Sometimes it was like, is that the same team that played last week?
Yeah, last year when they played at home was really rough. We gave up those 2 really early painful goals and then tried to come back. I'd say the goal is to, again, have a good first half and go from there. Sean, you're doing media Sunday. Stockton, are you just going as a fan?
I think I'll be doing media this time. I'm gonna try to do that more this season and see what that's like.
Yeah. Brooke and I will be, I didn't come back to you, Brooke, to make you tell us where you're sitting, but Brooke will be in a different seat. She may not need a sunscreen deal this year. That would have been a better ad for last year. So Brooke, can we put a feeler out for a potential sponsorship deal for you this year? I know you like macaroni.
Yeah,
like, I'm trying to think of the fun facts I know about Brooke.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be on the west side, so I don't need sunscreen. I'll be able to see the entire game. The sun's not going to be in my eyes this time.
Do you want me to like go across and like get a mirror and like reflect it off the sun?
Yeah.
Just so you feel like it's really game day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be nice. I don't know if you'll be allowed to go over there, though.
I'll just say it's just for Brooke. Just give me 1 minute.
And they'll be like, oh, actually, since it's her, no.
Not Brookie Cookie.
No,
not
we
for
don't.
Cookie.
She's drama.
You know who the biggest loser in the seat change is your dermatologist, because he was banking on retirement off of your skin from sitting over there on the east side.
Yeah, they put like tinfoil like on our side so that you guys just like oh God. It's going to be sad to not have the mountains hopefully they do like a panel on the opening scene for the stadium and stuff, because the view is really incredible from that part of Sandy. Well, yeah, I think we'll be there rooting them on. As Brooke said, lots of ticket deals going on. If you haven't been to a Royals game, 100% you can get in for free. If you don't know how, reach out to us on social. Also, let's bring it back to the original guest at the beginning of the episode. Follow Throne and help brighten the game day experience for all of us there, even if you're not sitting in the supporter section. Awesome. Any closing words from y'all?
Yeah, I'm just excited for yet another season. Excited to talk soccer with you guys again. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being such amazing co-hosts.
That's for all you listeners. You're all of our co-hosts. He wasn't talking about us.
I was talking about you.
I know.
She just can't take a compliment.
I'm triggered today. I'm triggered. Oh. All right, Sean, sing us out, do a poem, do whatever you got to do.
Will do.
Well, I wanted you to sing, but okay.
I'm not going to sing, but I'll provide something nice and beautiful on the outro.
Okay, sounds good. All right, we'll see you next week.
My mum would kick my ass.